whether you are actually ready to apply or not. These two steps are extremely crucial. You want to contact them well ahead in time so that they have ample time to submit the LOR. It's important to have a well balanced list. I recommend applying to at least 10 schools. If I was applying for MS in US this year, this is the exact 7-step process I would follow. Our clients have actually been using this same process to get into top universities like MIT, Harvard, UIUC, Georgia Tech, CMU and more. And if you follow this system, you will be surprised at the kind of admits you can get for yourself. So without any further delay, let's get started. Step 1 is finding the right program to apply. Now, I know most people do not do this diligently, but it is extremely crucial for your career trajectory and future opportunities. So make sure you take some time to determine what master's program would be right for you. In my opinion, the program that lies at the intersection of your interests, your qualifications, and the overall market demand is the best for you. If you choose something that you don't like or don't find interesting, you are likely not to do too well in that. And on the other hand, if you pick something that you like but which has a very low demand in the job market, you might be good at it but you will still struggle to find jobs. Let's understand this with an example. Let's say I'm interested in designing and building cars. Now we know that there is a good demand for AI, electric vehicles, hybrid vehicles in the market. Now let's say you are coming from an electrical engineering background. In this case, you could look at programs like MS in electrical engineering where you can focus on powertrains and battery systems, or you could look into MS in automotive engineering programs which will be more about designing cars. But let's say you were coming from a computer science or software background. In this case, you would benefit from looking into programs like MS in AI, which will position you well to do the software coding, building the AI systems that run these vehicles itself. So in the same field, we understand what the market demand is, and then based on our qualification, we choose the program that positions us well for best kind of career growth opportunities. So I would look at this diagram and do a basic, it's very simple, do a simple analysis of my interests, my qualification, which is my background, and overall what is trending in the job market to help decide what master's program would position me the best to build a good career. Second step is evaluate your profile. Now you can do this by yourself or you can take the help of a consultant or a senior. But the goal of this whole exercise is to determine whether you are actually ready to apply or not. Because let's face it, if you are targeting top programs or if you want to get into a good rank or prestigious university, your profile has to be competitive because they are super competitive, right? And people with very, very good profiles are applying. So try to assess your own profile and see where you might stand in the competition. And here I would look for two factors. First is the academic components in your profile, which includes your GPA, GRE scores, etc. And overall, I feel like your GPA should be equal to or more than 8 and GRE should be equal to or more than 320 to keep you competitive among Indian applicants. The second aspect of your profile is the professional or research components of your profile, and this includes whether you have relevant internships, work experience, publications in your field of interest, whether you have solid projects or not. So evaluate your profile from these two factors. And if both these factors are weak for you, you might want to wait a year, you might want to get some good work experience first, do some good projects, or work with a professor to get some research publications done. Whatever it is, do this step and figure out whether you are ready to apply or whether you want to first do a bit of profile building and then maybe apply next year. These two steps are extremely crucial. After these, the steps are pretty mechanical in nature. For example, the step 3 would be writing the required tests. So you obviously need to take tests in English proficiency. It could be either TOEFL or IELTS, and you need to look into a test like GRE or GMAT based on the universities you are applying. Overall, I would say target a score of 320 in GRE and at least 100 in TOEFL. Now we have done multiple videos on how to score 330 plus in GRE, which universities are giving GRE waiver, should you submit a GRE score or not in our previous videos. So check them out if you need more guidance. Fourth step is get strong LORs. Now you want at least one academic LOR and one professional LOR. Third one depends on the programs you are applying. For management programs like MIS, MEM, I believe you can go for 2 professional LORs, and for thesis, research or academic kind of master's program, you want to get at least 2 academic LORs. Now, once this is clear, you want to think about who are the 3 best people you can get LORs from. You want to contact them well ahead in time so that they have ample time to submit the LORs. You want to manage the whole process pretty seamlessly, and then you want to help them write a strong and relevant LOR. How to do this? You want to give them notes or summary points based on the projects or work you have done under their supervision so that they can incorporate those points, and those are the best kind of LORs. We have talked about LORs in detail and looked at a lot of sample LORs in our LOR masterclass. I'll leave the link in the description box. You can check it out. Step 5 is shortlist universities based on your profile. This is extremely important because if you choose only ambitious universities, you may not get any admit, and if you apply to too many safe schools, you may have a lot of admits but nothing very outstanding. So it's important to have a well balanced list, and I recommend applying to at least 10 schools for US. Now I've covered the details of how to choose these, what is a good balance, what are the factors to look at while shortlisting schools in our MS application planning and school shortlisting masterclass. Again, feel free to check it out if you're applying. Step 6 is craft a solid SOP. As you guys know, I care about SOP a lot, and I don't think you can ever crack a very good university with a shitty SOP, no matter how good your profile is. So SOP does matter, and if your profile is weak, it matters even more. And I believe it takes multiple iterations to get the SOP right. So I advise that you spend at least 4 to 6 weeks on your SOP, and I also highly recommend that you get it reviewed by some experienced person to make sure that you are not missing out obvious or important sections. We have a super awesome SOP class. I sound like self-praising here, but many people have used it to crack their dream admits. So you should check it out if you are serious about your master's plan. Last step is submit your applications as soon as the university portal opens up. Applying early has many advantages, and by early, by the way, I mean like November for fall deadlines, right? So the first advantage is that you can get some early decisions. So you can hear back from the universities which have rolling admission, so you can get some early admission or rejection decision, and this can then help you decide whether you should apply to few more schools. For example, let's say that Northeastern is a safe school for me and I hear back from it super early. I have an admit from it, so now I can afford to apply to few more ambitious programs in December and January. So it gives me the time to tweak my strategy. Second advantage is that it avoids any sort of panic situation. So when you're applying very close to the deadlines, that is when people start rushing and start making some silly mistakes. Like I've seen people forgetting to change the name of the university in the SOP or submitting wrong LORs. So all these things happen when you are rushing or panicking very close to the deadline. So by applying early, you can avoid such kind of silly mistakes which can throw water on your year-long hard work. So please don't do it. Make sure you stay ahead of the game and apply early. So if you do these 7 steps diligently, I can guarantee you will have a very successful application season. Of course, I am covering only the steps about applying and submitting your applications in this video. In future videos, we will also cover things that you need to do after you have started receiving admits. So stay tuned. And what are your thoughts on the 7 process? Do you have any questions or any feedback? Did I miss anything? Let me know in the comments below, and stay subscribed because I will see you next week with another fresh video. Take care. Bye-bye.